Well, with the success of drugs designed to treat type 2 diabetes and obesity, helping people lose weight, researchers are now working on more options. The experimental drugs aim to surpass weight loss stars like Ozempic. Several of the new medications that are now in development could increase weight loss and offer other additional health benefits, but it could be years before many of these new drugs reach the market.
Joining us now, Dr. Zorba Paster, to talk about this and other topics. Good to see you.
Hi, Zorba. Good to see you.
Good to see you guys.
So what is your stance on Ozempic as a weight loss drug?
I think we have to be careful about it. I mean, these drugs were designed for diabetes. We discovered that they really work well for weight loss, but I'm always thinking back to fenfluramine and phentermine. They were drugs that caused people to lose 30 to 50 pounds of weight loss, and then lo and behold, a few years later, Mayo Clinic research found that it caused heart disease and among other things, other problems with your heart. So I know that they're good for diabetes. I don't know how they're good for the long run. And there are several other drugs that are coming on to the market. Eli Lilly has a blockbuster one that's supposed to be even better. Once you start the drugs, you have to stay on the drugs forever and ever and ever. And we really don't know how they are for people who don't have diabetes. Well, so, you know, it's kind of buyer beware.
And the abuse of Ozempic is a big problem across the country.
It's a big issue, and it's a big issue because these are GLP-1 drugs, and what happens is a lot of people with diabetes can't get the drugs that they really need, and they're useful for that. So before you go out and decide to spend your $1,000 or $1,500 a month on something that you will need forever, I think you have to think about it, and I think we have to go back to the standby of what are we eating.
And now there are reports that people are losing their hair.
Yes, right. Yes. I did not take Ozempic. I lost my hair in the natural way.
Well, speaking of eating, Bratfest is coming up this weekend.
Right. I think,
and you found something interesting about sausages.
Where there's some
brats.
interesting. The FDA has looked, and the CDC, at cured meats. Now, brats themselves are not actually cured, but the product that used in brats has nitrates and nitrites in order to keep them stable, and so they may cause an issue with heart disease and stroke. So I think it's important to go have a brat at Bratfest. I mean, I think having a brat is good, but having 3 or 4 brats on a regular basis, I think we have to be careful. And it's a great idea to look at maybe having some fish on the grill and other things. So we've got some ideas of what you actually might have on the grill with fish. You know, you can buy one of these things that allow you to make fish on the grill. I happen to like salmon, teriyaki salmon on the grill. So enjoy your brat at Bratfest, but think about protein that's going to be delicious on the grill that doesn't have as much fat and doesn't have nitrates.
There are turkey brats and vegan brats.
Yes, exactly. And those are the other things you can have. And you know, we've got to have a good time.
They're not
as good. And that's why when I go to Bratfest, and I will go to Bratfest, I definitely will have a really good Johnsonville brat. I just love them. And whenever my kids come in from out of town, I have 2 kids in Seattle. One of our kids is in Boston. The first thing you want are brats, sauerkraut, and the right bread. And you know what? That's home cooking.
Every once in a while.
Yes, in moderation. Everything in moderation.
Zorba, thank you. Good to see you again.
Have a great weekend.